Oh. Whoops. Yeah. So that was the intro to the original show that I wanted to do. Okie dokie. Pardon me. Let's try that one more time. And get this one right. Oh my goodness. It has been a morning. Okay, I should have known right away that this was the correct one. All right, just give me 2 seconds here. Oh boy. All right, so that was the actual for real intro this time. As you can tell, we're getting quite a late start to the show this morning as well. And you can see I've gone kind of back to the previous way of having everything set up, which is good for this morning. Very low energy, low key kind of morning. Not that anything's wrong. I slept really well. I think it's just a drastic change in the temperature the last few days. We went from kind of low 20 degrees Celsius, like hitting 19, maybe 22, all the way up to plus 30 and over. So we were at 30 to 35 degrees Celsius in the last 4 days. And then yesterday, for the first time in quite some time, Harley, my dog, and I managed to get up for a really good bike ride. But we went in the afternoon, which was extremely hot, but it was fun. And then I went and helped my mom, and then the temperature has dropped quite a bit more because we are getting rain today. It's already rained a little bit, not a huge amount, so we are expecting more rain here from where I live. So we are going to be seeing more rain coming in through today, which will definitely cool things off. So I don't have a whole lot of energy. I do have my coffee. I'm just waiting to cool off a little bit, but at the same time, it is definitely quite a bit cooler out. I know I had made some promises for this week, but because of some technical issues, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of what I was wanting to provide, unfortunately, just because I don't have a way of doing that over on my old setup. So I will have to figure out how to get my new way of my new setup to work a little bit better. I should have restarted my computer at least last night so I could have had everything set up and ready, but I didn't think I would have to, considering everything seemed like it was working all right. But that's on me, so I'll take responsibility on that bad boy. I also discovered with the the company that I've been working with, I have also over the last couple of days forgot to put in my accountability. So I am going to get on that this morning, right after this, and send that in for for yesterday. So that way I can at least stay up to date on it a little bit more. I think just my energy levels, I've been going to bed a little bit earlier. So I think it's just been, it just by the end of the day when I'm supposed to be putting it in, I'm just exhausted at that point. So I just haven't done it the last 2 days, which is totally not fair to anybody. Everyone should be able to see it and know what I'm doing for leadership. So I will be sending it off this morning to everybody that needs to know. And then I will make sure I send in tonight's as well. So I do have a couple things happening for today for all of that, which is fantastic. I seen that there was some good news on a front there for somebody I follow on Twitter. I'm pretty sure most of you who know the old school rapper Ice-T, his father-in-law is been in the hospital battling COVID, and it sounds like he is winning that battle finally, and will be and is coming through it quite well, and is on the mend and should be coming home shortly, which is fantastic news, especially for anyone who's battling any kind of anything anywhere. Being able to battle through it and then win and then be able to get to go home is always is always great news. So congratulations on that. I'm really happy for that kind of stuff to be able to hear it. Oh, pardon me. Oh. And then also, I think my allergies right at the moment. Oh, I'm don't really feel like I'm allergic to anything right at the moment. I think it's just definitely the weather changes. It's definitely mucked me up the last couple of days. Also, I'm kind of very much happy that my other setup wasn't working, so I could legitimately sit in the chair and just be like, oh, this is nice. I can relax. I can hang out and just kind of talk. I don't have to put on a lot of high energy like I usually want to with the new season. I really normally want to, but today it's just kind of like a chill day, I guess, and just kind of hang out and relax and enjoy some coffee and just see what everyone's up to today. I hope everyone is having a great day. If you're in the Americas here, it is Thursday, July 23rd. I wish it was still June 23rd. I mean, we have all of summer still to go, which is pretty sweet. But we're actually like over halfway through summer already. And then depending on what the schools decide to do for September for going back to school for the kids, then I mean they got like a month and a bit, which I think we'll have some fun for the next little bit to be able to kind of get through everything and get the kids back into some sort of, I've got them back into some sort of routine. I'm just wondering about this actual school routine. It's going to be a little strange this year again to get them started, especially with my youngest. He's going to a new school coming up, so he's taken a tour of it. He's gotten a little bit more familiar with the school, so it shouldn't be too big of a thing. I do know usually with the last couple of weeks of summer, I usually take him up there a couple of times that way he gets used to the idea of going to school and which school he's going to, which entrance he's going to. Not that we go into the school, we just kind of go up there so that way he knows a little bit more of what's going on and kind of gets into the gets into the routine. I don't really have a lot to talk about today, I don't think, which is too bad. I had a lot that I wanted to talk about, but I needed my whiteboard and stuff. Or I guess I could always end up putting my whiteboard up over here if I really wanted to in the end, or move my chalkboard down to maybe over here. That wouldn't be too bad. I could always use a chalkboard on this side. I just don't know if it's something that's really easily seen, just because it is kind of an older chalkboard, and the chalk is good. I just don't think the chalkboard itself is holding up so well anymore. So I don't know if it would be able to be seen very well on video, which is, I guess, okay. I don't think the whiteboard was very well seen either, but I think it was seen enough that people kind of got the idea of what I was drawing on it. And I know I promised to have more stuff for today, and I really wanted to, and I just didn't get to it. As simple as that. Yeah, it's almost as easy as that, in all honesty. Spent a lot of days at the beach, though. That was always fun. Beach weather was really good. I honestly I don't have a lot to talk about today. Um, I s Other than the bike. Oh my god, the bike ride was so good. It was just all getting up to the trailhead, which was the murder part. One, I apparently a little bit more out of shape than I was really thinking I was, which I'm sure didn't help. And the fact that it was blazing hot yesterday and going up in the afternoon is never a good idea. I keep forgetting that the road up to that specific on that specific area. I was going to there because I thought it would be a little bit cooler, but I keep forgetting about where the sun ends up being. Actually, ends up baking the road the entire way up, and it's definitely all dirt and reflects a lot of the heat back up and absorbs the heat. So it's just the heat's coming from me from all around, and it definitely gets really quite hot. So I ended up getting baked from the sun and from the heat getting up there. But once I got up there, it was perfectly awesome. The ride was great. Harley managed to keep up pretty good for the most part. I know she was being a big fluffy dog. She was definitely feeling the heat as well and was not able to come down super easily. I have no idea who Levi is there. Magneto Mark 2C. So I think you might have the wrong person there, bud. Um, so yeah, we ended up going on this great bike ride, and like I said, Harley had a hard time coming down along the trail just because she was so hot. I have no idea who Levi is. I don't know Levi. And she came down the hill. The last little bit, she definitely took her time because she was hot and was just trying to get through it all. And she managed to get through, which was fantastic. So uh, she always I think being a bit. She's seven. Oh, I think she's about 7.5 now. So she's a little bit older for a bigger dog, and so she's a little bit slower. And the heat definitely slowed her down a lot more as well. And she kept up pretty good. I really give her props for keeping going. And then she managed to get up the hill pretty easily as well. And then she just kind of hung outside. To cool her off, I filled up her water bucket and I just dumped it on her a couple of times, just to kind of cool her off from the outside. And then got her obviously like a big bucket of water to cool off. And then she just hung out in her cool dirt shady spot and just hung out there and for the day and enjoyed her time. So she was quite happy by the time I got home from town and was able to I get up and move around. She was definitely a little slow moving around after the ride, but she was quite happy and quite enjoying it all. The ride was pretty phenomenal. The trail I go down just because it's easier on Harley, not because it's any shorter or anything like that. And then so coming down the trail, we call it the ravine trail, and it's a little bit cooler of a trail because it's a lot more forested. So it's a little bit, especially for the afternoon, like I was going down, it kept everything a lot cooler. And then coming down, Harley was able to. I can find spots easier along the trail to stop and wait that aren't obviously in the heat, and she can easily catch up a little bit more and maintain her speed as well. And she can lay down in some of the mossy areas, and I can get her water out of my hydro pack, and she can kind of relax for a couple minutes. And then we continue on the ride, and then come back down, and then stop along the way, so that way she can catch up. And then once we get down to the trail bottom, I can get down to across the other side of the road and get it so she can come over and just kind of wait there as well. And then we go back up to the parking area. She's a really good dog. She really likes going for these bike rides, and I'm really glad she can still keep up pretty good. Our next one will definitely get out for first thing in the morning when it's definitely cooler out before anything else happens. That was the plan for yesterday, but for some reason I ended up waking up with this gigantic headache, and I just couldn't function properly. So I ended up taking my CBD gel caps and then some muscle relaxants as well. And just kind of went back to bed for a little bit to kind of get rid of the knots in my neck, which definitely helped out quite a bit more. And yeah, it was it actually ended up being a really good day once I managed to clear out that headache, and then we went for that bike ride. It was a fantastic day yesterday. Wednesdays is normally the days I would go for my bike ride, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to try and see if we can get one out as well, which would be sweet. And then today I got some training things I'm going to try and get to in the first thing this morning, and then depending on how I'm feeling, I have a few other things I want to do this afternoon before there's more training in the evening, which actually that training is phenomenal. It's about an hour and a half long, and it is super awesome. I really love it, and I like getting a part of it. I think there's usually on that training, it's once a week, and there's roughly about 200 people on it. It's really phenomenal stuff. It really talks about a lot about the business and how to run it, and some of the different finer points as well, which is really cool. So we're going to be looking at getting that on 5:30 this afternoon, which is a pretty good time because everything should be, well, actually nothing will be cooled off really by that point, but it'll be a good time. And then I have an appointment after that for a little bit. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good day, that's for sure. I'm pretty excited for it. So, but I'm gonna cut this one off a little shorter just because I don't have a lot of energy and I don't have a lot that I want to discuss right at the moment, just because I need my other stuff there that I'm not able to be with. So we're gonna call her an episode for today. I want to thank you all for coming on and hanging out with me for a little bit this morning, even though I pretty much ramble on literally about nothing and just have zero energy. So I want to thank you all for coming and chatting me up, and I look forward to hanging out with you some more. Oh, that's really interesting. That doesn't connect to that to the Facebook one, okay? And I'm just going to send you some fun links there so you can actually come and find me if you would like on social media. The link I just sent is if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/eldorado or go to streamlabs.com/eldorado, and you'll be able to either make a donation or subscribe to the channel and be able to help support the stream, which would hopefully mean that I would be able to get a few things that would be needed to help us all out. And from there, and I get one more, because what we do now as well, because we're just that kind of coolness, is we have our Discord. We have a specific Discord chat called After the Stream. And if you become a verified member by following the rules of engagement and just clicking the check mark that you agree, you become a verified member, and I will be hanging out there for the morning. So you can always come and chat at the Discord server that I have up in the chat, and I will be there to hang out and chat with you on after the stream chat window. So become a verified member, click the green check, and then you can come hang out and talk there as well. So I look forward to hopefully seeing you at the after the chat or after the stream chat. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great day. I will talk to y'all later. Hi, Da Vinci. Sorry, buddy. You're coming in at the end. I got to go.